Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is confidence Liverpool can agree deal for defender. Liverpool confident over Ibrahima Konate contract renewal. Liverpool have moved decisively in their efforts to secure the long-term future of France international centre-back Ibrahima Konate. As reported by Get Football News France, citing L'Equipe, the Reds have tabled a contract renewal offer to the 26-year-old who is entering the final months of the 5-year deal he signed in 2021. Konate, a graduate of the FC Socox Academy, joined Liverpool from RB Leipzig in a €40 million deal and has since established himself as one of the finest right-sided defenders in Europe alongside Virgil van Dijk. His physical presence, anticipation and partnership with the Dutch captain have been central to Liverpool's defensive stability. Contract talks and restructured bids. L'Equipe revealed that Liverpool first approached Konate less than a year ago. In December, the Reds reportedly submitted an offer that didn't match the Frenchman's status as an undisputed starter for the prospective Premier League champions. Talks paused as Konate focused on Liverpool's title-winning season, their record equaling 20th league triumph. Liverpool have since returned with restructured bids. Talks remain underway between all parties involved, and while Real Madrid and others are monitoring the situation, Liverpool are confident that an agreement will eventually be reached. Importance of securing Konate's future. With Van Dijk now in the latter stages of his career, ensuring Konate remains at Anfield is pivotal. His influence in big games has marked him out as the natural heir to the Dutchman's leadership in defence. Liverpool cannot afford to lose a player who has already proved himself at the very top level. Our view, EPL Index Analysis. Liverpool fans will be excited by the news that contract talks with Ibrahima Konate are progressing. Securing a player of his caliber is vital after last season's record-equaling title win. Supporters see him not only as a key defensive pillar but also as the future leader of the back line once Van Dijk eventually departs or transitions into a reduced role. There will also be some skepticism, particularly with Real Madrid reportedly keeping a close eye on the situation. Liverpool have experienced painful departures in recent years and will not want to see another cornerstone of their squad tempted away. Talks remain underway between all parties involved, is encouraging, but it is the final signature that fans are desperate for. The optimism within Anfield circles lies in Konate's bond with the club. He has spoken previously about the atmosphere and unity within the dressing room, qualities that Arne Slot will seek to build upon. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Our second news is Liverpool star could be sold in January. Liverpool slumped to a second successive defeat as they lost 1-0 against Galatasaray on Tuesday night. Victor Osimhen's first-half penalty proved to be the difference in Istanbul, inflicting a second defeat in a matter of days on the Reds, who were beaten 2-1 by Crystal Palace on Saturday. Arne Slot will hope to see his side return to winning ways when they visit Chelsea on Saturday, although the Dutchman did reveal that goalkeeper Alisson will miss the trip to Stamford Bridge after being forced off with an injury on Tuesday. Ahead of Saturday's game, it has emerged that one Liverpool star could be sold in January. According to the Daily Briefing via Caught Offside, Liverpool could be willing to allow defender Joe Gomez to depart Anfield in January, if they can find a replacement for the player. Gomez, 28, has played 244 times for the Reds since joining from Football League side Charlton Athletic a decade ago, but he has struggled with injuries throughout his time on Merseyside. The Englishman has made just 3 appearances for Liverpool so far this term and is yet to start a match for Slot's side. Over the summer, the centre-back was linked with a move to Italian side AC Milan, and the report suggests that the Serie A giants remain interested in the player. Milan's rivals Juventus are also credited with an interest in the 15-time England international, while Premier League sides Tottenham Hotspur and Crystal Palace could also be potential destinations for the player, it is claimed. Gomez is currently under contract at Liverpool until the end of the 2026-27 season, but it remains to be seen whether or not the defender will be part of Slot's squad beyond the upcoming mid-season transfer window. Liverpool face big transfer decisions as confidence grows in landing a new defender, but rivals swoop for Marc Guehi. A Salah replacement tipped to win the Ballon d'Or could arrive in a record-breaking deal, while a misfit prepares for a January exit. Florian Wirtz concerns also spark debate among pundits. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our third news is Liverpool facing Marc Guehi transfer worry as Premier League rival swoops in. Liverpool could reportedly face a problem in its pursuit of Marc Guehi, with one of its Premier League rivals now said to leading a charge to sign him in January. Liverpool's failed move for Marc Guehi has hit home much harder for supporters over the past week or so. Giovanni Leone's ACL tear means that, unless the Reds dip into the January transfer market, Arne Slot will have to guide his side through the rest of the season with only three senior centre-back options. Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez are certainly good options to have when they're fit, but relying on the latter pair for a whole campaign does feel like a big risk. And Konate's performances at the moment are not helping to ease any of those fears. The Frenchman has had a poor start to the season, with his last couple of displays against Crystal Palace and Galatasaray leading to some inevitable questions over whether his mind is elsewhere, given his contract expires at the end of the season. Compare his performances with Guehi's, it's no wonder that Liverpool fans may have been looking on enviously at Selhurst Park on Sunday. Although his deadline day deal fell through, the Reds still retain an interest, and it does seem likely that they will revisit the transfer at a later date. If the latest reports are anything to go by though, they might have to get a move on. According to Caught Offside, Tottenham has now emerged as one of the leading contenders to sign Guehi. It suggested that a January bid could be launched by Spurs, with his expiring contract making him an attractive and cost-effective target. As well as Spurs, Real Madrid and Barcelona are also said to be weighing up January bids, with Guehi claimed to have instructed his representatives to keep lines open with Real in particular. Whether that will spring Liverpool into action remains to be seen, although the Reds' current stance does seem to suggest they will wait for him to become available for free in the summer. Asked last week whether Leone's injury could force Liverpool to make a move in January, Slot seemed to indicate that the club is not currently planning on entering the market. That all depends on whether we get more injuries, yes or no, and if there's a chance in the market, all the answers I always give, Slot said. But I would not prefer to go to 24-25 players. Also, if it is ever a situation where I lead a team that has 4 or 5 injuries throughout the whole season, it might be a bit smarter to go to 24-25, but recent history showed that we have a good record, until now. We don't have 5 or 6 injuries at the same time throughout the whole season. If that would be the situation, then we would end up with 15-16 players and that would normally be difficult. So it's a choice I like to make, but I think it is also a financial choice that we as a club have to make. Our fourth news is Salah replacement at Liverpool back to win next Ballon d'Or, as Slot plans record-breaking bid. A winger that Liverpool are ready to spend big on and replace Mohamed Salah with produced a sensational performance in the Champions League on Tuesday evening, leading a German source to back him to win the 2026 Ballon d'Or, and amid strong reports that Reds manager Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes are contemplating a massive bid. Mo Salah is a Liverpool legend and signed a new contract in April 2025 to extend his stay at Anfield until the summer of 2027. The Egyptian king has scored 248 goals and given 116 assists in 410 appearances for Liverpool so far in his career, winning the Premier League title twice, the FA Cup once and the Champions League on one occasion. However, Salah is 33 now, and Liverpool need to look ahead and plan for a winger who can replace the former Chelsea star on the right wing. Michael Ollis has emerged as a top candidate for Liverpool in terms of replacing Mo Salah, with the Daily Mail journalist Lewis Steele reporting on September 4 that the Bayern Munich star is on the Reds' radar, with reporter Alan Nixon subsequently also making the same claim. Over in the German media, Bild journalist Christian Falk has since backed those reports, with the German reporter revealing that Bayern will demand over €100 million, £87 million, $117 million, for Ollis, with Manchester City also keen on the 23-year-old France international winger. Falk has also tipped Alles to win the 2026 Ballon d'Or following his sensational performance for Bayern against Pafos away from home at the Alpha Mega Stadium in the Champions League on Tuesday evening. Alles, who joined Bayern from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2024, started on the right wing in a 4-2-3-1 formation and gave 2 assists and scored 1 goal, as the German Giants won 5-1. Falk gave Alles 9 out of 10 in his players' ratings on CF Bayern Insider and wrote, "The Frenchman could win the next Ballon d'Or if he keeps on playing like this." Another outstanding performance from him, as he managed 2 assists and a goal. Alles played for 73 minutes, during which time he took 4 shots and made 4 key passes, according to WhoScored. The winger also had a pass accuracy of 82.6%, won 1 header, took 66 touches, won 2 dribbles, made 1 interception, and put in 1 cross. Falk was not the only German source that raved about Alles, with Bavarian Football Works describing him as the Meister of the match. The news outlet noted, "It goes without saying that Michael Alles, along with Harry Kane, is among the best signings Bayern have made in recent years. The Frenchman puts up an outstanding performance nearly every weekend. The control he has on and off the ball, the sheer skill and the intelligence he has are further boosted by his hunger for goals and his relentlessness on the pitch. Not a single moment goes by where he isn't actively pursuing a goal." Our 5th news is Pundit says he's noticed another terrible sign after watching Florian Wirtz at Liverpool. Florian Wirtz's Liverpool transfer hasn't worked out as anyone would have wanted at the moment. Many thought that the arrival of the young German would be exactly what the Reds needed to take them to the next level, but in reality, that has been far from the case. Wirtz has been used in almost every single one of the Reds' games this season, and although he may have got an assist during his Community Shield debut, that's about the best thing he's managed to do. Since then, he's not got any better and, to be honest, now feels like the right time for Arne Slot to axe him from his starting 11, before it gets too late. Pat Nevin believes that Florian Wirtz is thinking too much about what to do next for Liverpool. Wirtz's statistics from last season alone show that he's an exceptional player. However, since joining Liverpool, he's not managed to find his feet, and to be honest, his performances have been rather abysmal. Indeed, he does have the odd moment of class here and there, but more often than not, it feels like his teammates, such as Dominic Szoboszlai, end up performing better than him. One of his main problems is not being able to find a good enough amount of space to do his work, but while speaking on the Football Daily podcast, BBC Sport pundit Pat Nevin shared that he also noticed something terrible about the German. "Although I have no complaints whatsoever for his work rate, he's just not finding the right places," he said. And there was a moment in the second half, it happened just at the end of the first half, then it happened at the start of the second half again, he got himself into a brilliant position, and he tried to play the right pass, and it was a bit tentative. And we all know, see, when you're playing and you're feeling good, you zip that ball in. You don't think about it, you just zip it. There is no consideration, you are playing naturally. He's now beginning to think about it a wee bit too much, and it's a terrible sign. Liverpool need to find their mojo again. Although things started out well for Liverpool this season, they've quickly gone south. In the last week, they've managed to lose their winning streak in the Premier League and were also beaten by Galatasaray in the Champions League. Of course, it's still early in the campaign and things can be turned around, but on Tuesday, it felt like Liverpool were nowhere near scoring. Of course, this isn't solely down to players such as Wirtz, but the fact that the German and Alexander Isak aren't even among the Reds' top goalscorers despite costing over £240 million is a massive cause for concern. These things take time, of course, but unless Slot's men find their mojo soon, things could go from bad to worse. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer. Our last news is Liverpool misfit, considering offers from 4 sides as multiple sources reveal Stars' plans for January transfer. Liverpool winger Federico Chiesa reportedly has offers on the table from 4 sides to leave Anfield, and a transfer journalist has revealed what the Italy star is likely to do once the winter window opens for business and Arne Slot's true thoughts on the player coming to light. Chiesa moved to Anfield in the summer of 2024, the only concrete signing of Slot's first summer at the Liverpool helm. At first glance, it seemed the Reds had picked up an all-too-rare bargain, with the £12.5 million, €15 million, $18 million, package to land the Euro 2020 winner from Juventus seen as a really smart piece of business. However, Chiesa has never really convinced while on Merseyside, only being offered limited chances to impress and largely finding himself playing second fiddle behind a host of more established names. As a result, speculation over his future has been pretty rampant ever since his arrival, though the winger did turn down chances to move on both last January and during the summer window. That decision to continue on Merseyside looked to have backfired when the 27-year-old was overlooked for Liverpool's 25-man Champions League squad, though an ACL injury to Giovanni Leone has since resulted in his restoration. But with regular minutes continuing to evade him, Calciomercato now reports that the winger has offers to leave in the upcoming January window with 4 sides in Serie A: AC Milan, Inter Milan, Atalanta, and Napoli, remaining on his trail after being touted with a summer move. With a World Cup on the horizon and with boss, Rino Gattuso, monitoring his progress, it's claimed his chances of leaving in January will rest entirely on how much he is used by Slot for Liverpool over the intervening weeks. And if he doesn't rack up enough game time to warrant inclusion in the Azzurri's thinking, a move away looks a genuine possibility in the winter, a view which is also shared by a transfer journalist. Multiple sources share Chiesa's true stance on Liverpool exit. Indeed, transfer expert Graham Bailey insists there is a strong chance Chiesa will push to leave Merseyside if he feels it will benefit his World Cup prospects in the winter window, assuming, of course, the Azzurri qualify for next summer's FIFA extravaganza. He's still unlikely to play too big a part under Arne Slot, Bailey told Rousing the Cop when asked about what the Liverpool manager thinks of the winger. The only reason he stayed really is because the Alexander Isak deal wasn't done until the last day. But let's keep an eye on this. We'll know by November if Italy are going to the World Cup, which can have a bearing on things. If they do not qualify, then he's unlikely to push to leave. He'll wait until the summer, adds the journalist. If he is more available, then he has more chances to impact our results or his playing time. But then it is about him staying as fit as he is at the moment. Latest Liverpool news: Shearer explains Jota suffering, Konate replacement identified. Chiesa was absent from the Liverpool squad that made the trip to Istanbul in the Champions League, with a knock keeping him out of the squad to face Galatasaray. And in the face of a truly disappointing performance, that resulted in a 1-0 defeat, Alan Shearer feels the squad is displaying mental fatigue following the tragic passing of Diogo Jota and having named the 4 factors of the defeat that will truly concern Slot. Slot also recently spoke again about the Portuguese's death, explaining how it affected the Red summer transfer strategy and having also come clean on Liverpool links to Tuesday night's match winner, Victor Osimhen. Meanwhile, fresh reports in Spain claim Ibrahima Konate is on the brink of agreeing a free transfer move to Real Madrid at the end of the season, with a second source claiming Liverpool are well aware of his intentions and are ready to push hard to land their number 1 choice as his replacement. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.